Hi, everybody. It's the CC and JT Amateur Hour, where production values go to die, and in a great spasm of originality, over there is CC.
And over there is JT.
Yes, we're obviously okay. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, first of all, we're going to talk about two contests. First of
Right.
all, we're running out of time on voting for you.
Yes.
In the Women in Podcasting.
That's correct. Tuesday is the last day, October 1st. It's the authors and books category for the CC and JT Amateur Hour. And it's been a great contest. I know several people have voted for the podcast, so we thank you very much for that. We're looking forward to hearing who the winners are. There are a lot of great podcasts that were nominated, and definitely should go back there and check them out if you haven't, because we're getting into that time of year where people are going to want to hunker down at home a little bit and have some cozy time. So listening to podcasts while you're wandering around the house can be a good thing, or on your way to work or other things. So
yep.
Tuesday, October 1st is the last day to vote.
And, again, we're, CC does a wonderful job here. She does all this work for the podcast, as do all the other nominees. So, yes. I'm obviously biased, as I should be. But still, vote for somebody.
Yes, definitely. At least check them out. You might find a lot of new favorite podcasts to check out. So definitely go out there and have a look. And I believe we'll have the link on our blog.
Always do. And the other thing is the cover contest, which is going on right now for Zoe, the next book that's going on pre-sale here in just a little bit over a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the editor's now, but the contest, as I put on social media, sort of taken on a life of its own. I was thinking there was going to get like 60 or 70 votes. And, I could take a quick peek here and look at it, just to let you know how many it's, if I knew how to run a computer. Yeah. Who's got a master's degree in it? Yeah, nobody. So right now it's got 270 votes. 270. Which is pretty cool. And I'm seeing a little bit of the predictable behavior of, friends and family where...
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, where they're giving their loved member, 5 stars, and they're giving everybody else 1 star, which is fine, which is fun.
Right.
Which is what we will want people to do. We want them to promote and demote, so it's fine. But
also it's in a sense, it is a popularity contest because some of the people who are voting may not be affiliated with any of the cover designers, and we do want a sense of what people will look at on the shelves. So in that sense, actually, I was surprised a little bit because the cover I think that maybe both of us were favoring, I know what I was a little bit, is at the bottom of the heap. Yeah. So it's kind of a good lesson that just because we love something doesn't necessarily mean like it's going to be the best thing for the book.
Yeah, and I'm going to be exercising the writer's privilege of, since it is my book, I'm going to pick the final cover, not based on votes, but the votes will be a part of the decision-making process. But sometime, probably later this week, CC and I will sit down and we'll have a look at the votes, and then we'll look at the covers, and then we'll make a decision from there. And these are all excellent covers. These are all excellent designers, the ones that made the final cut. So, it's I had to run the poll because I needed some help because there's some really, really good designs. So if the link to the poll is on the front page of our website, if you have not done so, please do so. If you have not already voted, please do so. So, as they say, every vote counts. Do it.
And you're running this contest through 99 Designs.
Yes.
So this is a site that you've used previously, and I believe you used it for the Sheriff books.
Yeah, I think I've used it for almost every book. Maybe not all of them, but almost every book. And
you could tell that one story about the.
Oh yeah, just very quickly. Which one was it? It was the second Sheriff book. 99 Designs, and we got a Kate Beckinsale cover, and I saved that cover. It just makes me so happy. It's from Underworld. She is in her leather and her big guns. and it makes me
It
laugh.
was very funny, and you have to give people credit for thinking outside the box, but that wasn't quite where we were going with the book.
If I ever meet Miss Beckinsale, I'm going to give her that cover just so she
It's
has a
very
laugh.
funny.
Okay, so what else we're going to talk about today? Zoe will come out a month on the real Nevada Day, October
October
31st,
31st.
and for pre-sale,
Yes.
and it will be for real sale on Black Friday in
Mhm.
November. So we're going to do a month of pre-sale, and what else are we going to talk about? Oh, I guess we should talk about COVID a little bit.
We can do that, or you can tell people a little bit about Zoe I mean, is this another Nevada themed book?
Yeah, it's another Nevada themed book. It's another law enforcement themed book in Nevada. Like I haven't written two books of that already, and I have to write a third. But it's
But
another. But it's different.
yes.
It's different, and it's an FBI agent who is pulled out of the safety and security of their assignment in Maine, which has no relation to me. But
Hi, Uncle Steve.
yeah, hi Uncle Steve. And then and then a whole series of events happens, and some of it is predictable, some of it isn't. But I think it's just
It's an interesting book.
it's an interesting book. It's not a terrible book, and I have to really again thank my beta readers, who did a wonderful job. The four beta readers that did the wonderful job of providing feedback and making it a much better book. So, thank you. So that will be coming out in November. And
Yes,
very brief COVID thing. We're better.
kind of.
We're better. I didn't say we're there. We're better.
No, we are better. That's true. This is lingering a lot longer than I expected, though.
Yeah,
It is definitely not a cold. It's not the flu, because usually I bounce back from those in a few days, but it's lingering, so.
yeah.
Definitely get the next round of vaccines. We know a lot of family and friends that are doing that right now, and believe me, you don't want to get this.
Okay, so that's it for COVID. But we
That was
just
our
want to say, because
PSA.
people are going to be wondering, are you guys over it? We predict probably by the end of November we'll probably be over it.
God, I hope so.
What else are we going to talk about today?
Well, let's see. What else do we have coming up? We have a lot coming up. We have definitely, we're working with the Sierra Arts literary community through the Sierra Arts Foundation in Reno, and I've been invited to, or we were both invited to some extra meetings on that front. So we may be getting a little bit more involved in that community, which will be interesting because there are a lot of very interesting writers in this area, and actually there are a lot of well-known writers in our area too that live pretty nearby. So we have a very vibrant writing community here in Northern Nevada. So we have two meetings coming up in October, and at one of the meetings we will finally, or I should say I will finally, be dropping off JT's Sheriff book to go into the Depot Bookstore Gallery in Sparks, Nevada. So didn't quite get around to that in September. It's a little bit overdue, but that will be going on the shelves in the bookstore in hopefully the next couple of weeks.
So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to the fantastic folks that we're working with, the fantastic folks at Sierra Arts Foundation and their volunteers.
Yes.
Let's talk about the fun things you have planned for October. Or do you want to do that?
Yep. So in the next couple of days, hopefully, I will be doing some more filming for Spooktober with Edgar Allan Poe. This is a tribute to, we always jokingly call Stephen King our Uncle Steve. Then Edgar Allan Poe would be my Uncle Ed, because Edgar Allan Poe had quite a formative experience, a formative influence on me as a kid and on one of our kids as well. And I've always been very fond of Edgar Allan Poe, so I'm doing some more videos on that. I'll be reading a few new Poe poems and doing a little bit of background on Poe's life and about the poems that I read last year. So throughout the month of October, there will be posts relating to Edgar Allan Poe poems, short stories. Obviously, some of the stories are a little bit too long to read, but that will probably start tomorrow, September 30th. I'm going to do a preview basically about the life of Edgar Allan Poe overall, and the influence and how I became a fan of Edgar Allan Poe. So that will be happening on social media, definitely TikTok and YouTube at least, but I'll probably put links on other socials throughout the month of October leading up to Halloween.
Okay, and they're fun videos to watch, especially if you're an Edgar Allan Poe fan. Just they're just fun to watch, and they're fun to see the preparation and the passion that Cece puts into it. So if you're any kind of fan of Uncle Ed, you know,
You have Uncle Steve, I have Uncle Ed.
yeah, Uncle Ed, then definitely need to. That should be on your to-do list. So that's kind of fun.
And definitely, I have a studio space set up that is Halloween themed. So it will be dark and moody, and I have my special Edgar Allan Poe hat that in the future I may tell the story of where I got that hat,
Yeah,
because
so
it's a very special hat to me.
very much fun. Very much fun. Well, is there anything else we want to talk about? I just feel like we've been busy, recovering, and we've been
Yes.
busy working. I've been working on, the prequels to the big space epic when I can. Doing covers, working on covers. Not only working on covers for the cover contest, but also working on covers for the Barnes and Noble books. So if you prefer Barnes and Noble over Amazon, all of our books will soon be available in paperback through Barnes and Noble, and I'll be updating the website on that. So all the paperbacks will be available on both. They're all available on Amazon right now, and they will be all available on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble by the time that this project is over. So there's that.
Well, and just as a preview of future, we're not sure when, but part of the reason that we're doing all the Barnes and Noble covers is not just to provide another avenue for purchasing the books, but we hope in the future to be able to do signings at our local Barnes and Noble. A lot of our Northern Nevada writers have done that, and that was one of the reasons that we recently got our banner. We are looking at expanding to doing in-person events, so there's some talk about how we're going to handle that. There's a lot that goes into having to do something in person like that. So that's probably something we'll discuss in a future podcast, is what goes into setting up these in-person book signings, whether they're in a local bookstore, in a Barnes and Noble, or at some other type of event. Because we recently went to a kind of a small pop culture Comic-Con here in Carson City that a lot of our local authors were signing at, and we've been talking to our local authors about how they go about handling those types of situations. So we'll probably be passing along what we learn about that.
Yeah. The problem is there's somebody in this group that doesn't really want to pull the trigger yet, because that involves being, peopling and being in front of people and stuff like that. And yeah, that would be me.
Well, okay, just to go back 4 years now, you weren't really comfortable in front of a camera. Actually, we didn't start doing the camera setup for the podcast until last year.
Yeah.
And JT was really not comfortable. The first few videos that we did, I can tell that you were not comfortable in front of the camera, and you've gotten over that. So it is something you will get used to. We're both introverts, so it takes a lot of energy to go out and deal with the public, and it's something that we will get used to. I mean, I actually have done a book signing previously, and it was not terrible. It's a lot of fun, but it can be a little intimidating too, because you're basically, what is it that you say? It's a solo occupation that you do
Oh
in the
yeah,
public eye.
it's a personal something. It's an internal career that you have to, where you
do it in the public
you
eye.
have to you put
Yeah.
in, it's a personal, or it's a private work
Mhm.
work that you have to do in the public eye, and it's like ugh. And so I have already said more than once, and I think probably somebody's watching this video knows exactly what I'm about to say. It's like I keep saying, well, CC will represent us. And it's like,
I do tend to go to the writers group meetings for practical reasons, but it is something that I'm probably a little bit more comfortable with, because I also had a lot of public facing jobs, whereas yours were more behind the scenes type of situations. So I've had a lot more experience dealing with the public on a regular basis. So,
Yeah.
but you'll get used to it, and I'll be there.
I can hardly wait.
Well, and the other thing is that authors don't technically have to go out in public and
Hmm.
sell themselves. Um, there are a lot of fans who really desperately want to meet their favorite authors. I've done that myself. Actually, I went to a writers' conference in Portland, Oregon, and I, I don't remember which author it was, and I can't say that I was a huge fan of her, but she was a very well-known author, really big name. And I go to the restroom and I'm there washing my hands and I look over and oh, there she is right there next to me at the sink. It's like I'm just like, oh hi, how are you today? We had a nice little chat, and these
Yeah.
kind of weird things happen in public, but having those moments with the readers, because there can be a very I don't know, a very emotional connection, I think, between readers and authors, because when someone really loves a writer's work, they want to get to know that writer even better. And that's why a lot of authors do these events. And then there are authors that are at the point where they're so big that they really don't want to, they don't feel the need to. And, it's a fine line. We're at the point where it probably would be helpful to go out and meet people and kind of convince them that they want to read our books, but we don't necessarily have to do that.
I understand the necessity of it, and I know that I don't. Our success may or may not be directly related to public appearances, but uh, if I got to take one for the team here, yeah, teamwork, teamwork. That's what counts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no I in teamwork. Blah. Okay, um, but it does kick up the squirrels, and that's. But it's, as you said, it's something that can get used that I can
Mhm.
get used to. So,
And you
um,
can always have a lot of really fun, memorable interactions with people. Like I
yeah,
said, not every time do you run into like a really big, well known author in the bathroom, but it happens.
yeah,
It's just, and having that moment in time with your favorite author, just, as they're signing an autograph, they throw an offhand comment like, hey, you look great today, or something. And that can really make a person's day.
yeah. By the way, dudes in the bathroom when we're at the sinks, we just ignore each other. So I'm totally serious. In case the women are wondering, yeah, when dudes are in the bathroom at the sinks, the other dude just doesn't exist. Uh,
Well, okay, so from the female perspective, in my case, and I don't know if this is true of everybody, but usually you'll be kind of washing your hands and you look up in the mirror and catch the person next to you's eye, and you'll
mm,
smile or just say hello, how are you?
yeah,
And that's usually the extent of it.
yeah,
So,
dudes usually go. Okay.
Uh,
Is there really anything else? Is there anything fun we want to talk about? I feel like we don't have a lot of go. I feel like we have a lot going on, but we don't have a lot to talk about because.
well, some things are still pending, so we're not talking. Oh, we should mention though, I think we did maybe in the last podcast, but that one of your books is available in the library.
Oh yeah, at the
And
Churchill County
yes.
Library, Sheriff in Nevada is available at the Churchill County Library, and of course that's motivation for me to work on the book 3 of the series, which I've gotten 30 or 40K in the hopper. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm close. So I've got to get going on that. But yeah, so Churchill County Library, the
Well,
Sierra Arts Foundation, bookstore out in Sparks.
mm-hmm.
They'll be there soon-ish.
Hopefully.
And and maybe a couple other places that we're not going to talk about right now, but
Right.
hopefully soon. Uh, you know, I
Well, we've got, like you said, we've got a lot going on, but there are some things that we can't really talk about yet. Um, Definitely, Serving Salvation is still available. That was your big, um,
mhm,
I don't know, excitement for September. Came out
mhm,
beginning of September.
you know,
It will be a month old here really soon, and you got a couple of really good reviews on Serving Salvation.
yeah,
You're working on the prequels to it, but there will also be two more books. Two more books.
but bum.
But there are two more books in the trilogy to Serving Salvation that will be coming out sometime within probably the next year.
Yeah.
So that's coming. I have two books, hopefully in the next 6 months to a year, that will be coming out. of my own.
Yeah.
Because JT has been doing the heavy lift on that end so far, but things keep coming up.
Yeah, we've got a whole long production schedule,
Oh,
and
yes.
we are busy. If when we are not healing, and that's we've had to put our brakes on the business for a couple of weeks because we've been healing as we should. Priorities are priorities, but
Mm-hmm.
we're coming out of the tunnel and
Yep.
seeing the light. So we'll get back into it, and then maybe next week we'll actually have a plan for our podcast instead of thank God we're not feeling as crappy as we did a week ago kind of podcast. I can't think of anything else. Why don't we just let these people get back to their lives?
We can do that.
Okay, so if you want to check us out, go out to our website at www.carsonhume.com, link to the bio and all that. You can find our books, you can find our podcasts, you can find the poll, you can find all sorts of fun stuff. We are just all over the place. We're keeping busy. And if you want to reach out to us, you do it through that, or you can do it through all sorts of the social media, where I'm generally the JT Hume or JT Hume Books, and you're Cassidy Carson on a lot of the social media.
Usually author Cassidy Carson.
Usually author Cassidy Carson. So we are out there. So, if you want to reach out and touch somebody electronically, then that's the
Oh
that's
my
the way.
gosh. Wasn't that an old phone commercial?
Reach out and touch someone.
Was that like Pacific Bell or something?
Yeah, Pac Bell or something
my
like
gosh.
that. Okay. But until then, we'll keep this short. We'll keep and get back to our real lives. Let you get back to your real lives. So over there is CC.
And over there is JT.
Thank you for putting up with us. And next time we talk, maybe we'll have something real to talk about. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.